should take this moment. Well, I'm waiting for everybody to pile in. I don't think there is going to be anybody, because it is actually rather late, and it's a funny story. There's a reason I'm streaming this late instead of earlier today. I had a whole stream and everything planned, but then the power was off, and it was off for almost the entire day. That and I had people visiting, so for my first ever streaming this late was definitely not something I wanted to do necessarily. In fact, it might be the opposite of what one must do. It might actually not be a very good first impression. However, I'm here. I'm streaming now late at night. So for anybody catching up on the VOD, hello. And if there is anybody watching live tonight, thank you. Welcome for joining. It's gonna be very chill because I'm kind of asleep. Um, but I have coffee, or well, not coffee, my coffee. It's tea. I'm more of a tea kind of guy myself. So I got a nice warm cup of tea, so that should keep me hopefully sustained, satiated, so that I may do my duties as a streamer. So I've already gone and made a character. I did this while I was trying to set up the live stream earlier. I tried streaming this twice now, and I messed it up both times. So I skipped the character creating process, and I've made a character that I can only describe as the guy who's called Papa in Stranger Things Season 4. You know, the guy. Or not Stranger Things Season 4, he's in the previous one as well. The old messed up scientist guy. That's who I ended up making accidentally. Um, and I'm just sort of rolling with it now. So yeah, Old Man McGee is gonna be our POV character in our story. So I'm currently tweeting out the stream, so hopefully we can get some more viewers, some more eyes on the stream, or at least try to. I doubt anyone would really listen. And goddamn, my internet is kind of on a fritz, cause I'm streaming, so now everything is just loading. Okay, so I'm gonna do this fairly for people that didn't see through the first time. So basically, this is literally the beginning of the game. This is literally the part where you get to play. So you didn't miss anything. Handwritten scroll. Seek pale blood to descend the hunt. And there's our objective. Nice and simple. Cutscene. We got a contract. That's basically how you set up your character. And you're here. You had a blood transfusion, as one does. And now we need to look for pale blood. That is our mission. Time for hunting. Don't give up. Okay. That's a nice opening. Try won't. God damn, this game looks awesome aesthetically, which is probably why it's so heavily praised, is the aesthetics. Because, goddamn, that rays shining through these lanterns, and everything about it, the era, the Victorian era, everything looks so prim and proper. I don't want to say it looks pretentious, because it doesn't. Because that would be silly to say that it looks pretentious. So I won't say that. Also, my internet is working now better, so I'm currently tweeting out the stream. So give me a moment. Let me just take a seat and do that. I suppose I can take this moment to explain my thumbnail. Or, well, you're not going to be able to see it now, because you'll be able to see it on the re-upload. So something for the re-upload individuals. And I just need to think for a moment how I can pose my tweets. But yeah, Ebriatus. So this isn't a a 100% blind playthrough. I have played through a little bit of this game, and I got to a point where I was like, okay, no, I need to stop, and I need to stream this because I've been having too many fun gamer moments. Okay, so that's exactly what I do. So because of the gamer moments, for the content, I must stream, which is exactly my point. So basically, when I play through, my offline version of this game, which way did I go? I get down the stairs, right? Okay, we go this way. I like the actual like little flaps. He's not wearing it all. What do you call it? Overalls? Overall straps? My leggings straps. Old man McGee has a little bit case of the dementias. You see, that's why he hasn't attached them. He's losing himself in his, age. Starting to see things. Who knows what's real? Is this thing real? Okay, it's real. I have a sneaky suspicion it's real. Don't worry, I know the pro gamer move, guys. Okay, I messed it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna do the pro gamer move now. Okay, I messed it up again. Ow! Respect your elders. Ouch. Okay, this is not. I swear I'm good at this game, okay? See, there. What did I say? It's not every day you get to shove your hand up a wolf's ass, but Bloodborne, it's a special kind of game, which is why I like it. I do have a lot of fun. This game is very streamlined. It's a very streamlined Dark Souls, which I think gives it a lot of broad appeal. Which will be something interesting to talk about, is this game's appeal. Because I think, well, for one thing, it's streamlining of the gameplay. That paired with the aesthetics, which I should actually probably take slow for people that are new. I should see. Good God, this place looks awesome. Look at that goddamn architecture. It's goddamn beautiful is what that goddamn is. But yeah, the aesthetics paired with the streamlining of the gameplay. I can't say that word for some reason. I got a little bit of a lisp in my voice apparently, and it's just not allowing me to say that word. But I think that is what gives this game such a broad appeal. Because again, I don't want to tip my hat too early, considering that I haven't even finished the game, but I have issues, and the same way people criticize people saying Elden Ring is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, I think I would do the exact same, but for Bloodborne. Sorry, sir, you can't hit me. I'm going away now. I would say the exact same for Bloodborne as that effect. There is an effect of it being just a tad bit overrated. But isn't anything that is called 10 out of 10, can't that be said for anything? So yeah, it's not 100% first blind playthrough, but I'll still try to take it slow and show all the things and discuss the lore and the aesthetics and my thoughts behind the game as we go on. But eventually we'll get to a part where it's blind out. And I am gonna not necessarily speed through the game, but I will be playing at a much faster pace than a normal individual, because I know what I'm doing. So what do I want? I was thinking of just going a normal basic bitch route and taking the saw cleaver, but I feel like I want to live dangerously. I feel like I want to take the hunter axe, because I'm spontaneous like that. I know a lot of people don't, and hunter pistol, because I just like that a lot more. The blunderbuss is like cool, a shotgun, close range, and everything, but I just prefer this precision. And there's something very fun to me about the. I never put my hood back on. That's probably not good. Every bit of armor counts, I think. I would hope, but yeah. I take the pistol because there's something very satisfying about it just being a single shot and timing it perfectly, which you don't really get with the blunderbuss, it being a scatter shot. Hello, Gearman. Wow, I wonder who this interesting character is.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home. For now, I am... Gehrman. Friend to you hunters.
Lies.
Just go out and kill
Oops,
a
I
few
skipped something.
beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do.
Fricky, you can't tell me what to do. So he's already lying. He says he's a friend of the hunters. He is, but he's also a hunter, which I feel like it doesn't change the dynamic to a whole lot of degree, but the fact that he isn't relaying that information could either be sort of a hint at dementia or some sort of loss of memory or intentional obfuscation of the truth. So yeah, that's something to take into account. So yeah, no, knowing a little bit about this game and some knowledge will allow me to piece the lore better together. So there's that, and then we get to the half of the game and I have no idea what the hell is going on. But that's all of these games, to be honest. The lore is very confusing, but I will try my best to piece it together because it appeases the puzzle solving part of my brain. Escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the souls of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. I can't pronounce S words, apparently. I have an S lisp, apparently. Why? Why must I be tormented so? But yeah, here's a doll here. An abandoned doll. What's that about? Who knows? Strange. We'll figure out what that is all about laters. Until then, we just picked up some handy dandy weapons from the inhabitants of the Hunter's Dream. We're always happy to help, giving us messages and stuff from other hunters across universes, which is essentially other players, which is the multiplayer aspect. Which if you're familiar with From Software's work, you'll know what it's like. And it's always been an interesting multiplayer system. I think it's completely worked. And there needs to be better ways of matchmaking. But no, they've never really worked on the multiplayer for these games. It's always been a little wonk. Look at that moon. Look at that view. Who's coughing here? Hey. This is the guide NPC. Well, not each From Software game. Or yeah, I would say Dark Souls 1 and 2 does have it, and this game does as well. It's basically an NPC to guide you and nudge you on the right path. So if you're lost, you talk to this guy and he'll tell you vaguely where to go.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And not one from around here either.
Mm-hmm.
Feel about a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests.
Oh, I've noticed.
Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done.
Oh, thank you, my dear sir.
This town is cursed. Whatever your
Really?
reasons
I
might
didn't
be,
notice.
you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
It will do more harm than good. I really hope none of the volume and stuff is overlapping, so I think I'm gonna let him talk and then listen to my own volume on the stream and see if everything is correct, Amondo. Probably should have done that at the start, but oh well. You know, baby's first stream. It is my first live stream after all, so you're gonna have to excuse a few mistakes, okay? That's just how that works. you know, I'm not incompetent. I'm not. It's it just is one of those first things. You think a pilot messes up on their first time of their job? Of course they do. All the time. Everybody does. So, I'm just saying, you know, it's just shut up.
Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnham lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood. Or so they say. Yarnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
Well, it sounds fine with voices and stuff, but I haven't tested the sound effects yet. One thing about this game that's cool is the transforming weapons. You can have your weapons have a completely different moveset with this now. Now, I've already experimented with this moveset, because I'm one of those guys that make a lot of new game profiles instead of finishing one load game profile, because I want to test everything, because I'm weird like that. So, speaking of testing everything, look, I want to murder.
Is something wrong?
No.
Stop this nonsense at once.
Wow. I wonder if he's gonna be rude to me.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnham.
No. Go away, I don't want to talk to you, shut up. I smashed your box briefcases? So, yeah, let's see here. I slash, I sloosh, I sloosh, I slash. How does that sound on the stream? It sounds fine now, but I can see it being overpowering, later on, if there's more sound effects and stuff, so I might turn it down just a wee tad bit. And by a tad bit, I literally mean one. But that might be, too soft. It should be fine the way it is. It's not like anybody's gonna complain about it, because, there's nobody here, but, you know. There's also another interesting thing. That was the worst ambush ever, dude. That's, interesting about this game is that there's also charge. Which is like this. You charge it, you get a blue slink, and then you leave it, and then you do your slink. Visual attack is effective. Normal attacks is probably even more effective. I would actually argue that it might actually be easier to just normal kill that guy than visceral. Visceral is basically when people leave themselves open to get riposted after a successful parry, or you hit them in the back like that, and then you shove your hand in it, and then you shove your hand in them as one does, and then you pull out, and then it's all bigger and beastly because you release the beast upon them, which is something I do normally when I put my hands inside of people. Oh, hello, knock knock.
Are you that outsider?
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Well, you're rude and deserve some murdering. Nothing. It's so weird how some of these NPCs talk, but not all of them. Also, with this two-handed transformation, I can't use my pistol, so what would normally be my pistol, which is this attack now, that would be my pistol normally. To see if I press my pistol, I shoot them. Let's see if I can get a parry off so I can demonstrate the shoot. Not against that guy. That guy is frickin' annoying, and I will murder you. Oh, okay, that's that transformation attack. Another interesting mechanic is the rally system, which I really like. I think it fits perfectly with this game. Ouch. I don't think I can parry that even if I wanted to. But yeah, if you take damage, you have a brief window of opportunity where if you hit enemies back, you can get that health back. Which just encourages you to be more aggressive, which fits in perfectly with this game, because this game is all about being fast and being on the hunt, because you're a hunter. It should be more fast-paced. You're a hunting beast, so it all fits in quite well. But we'll see how it fares later on after several hours of playing this game. If it's really that well thought of a mechanic, or if it is just super gimmicky.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of hunt. Away with you. Now.
Okay, I think people don't like me. I'm sensing some prejudice. I'm not gonna lie. It's because I'm old, isn't it? I never go down these stairs because it's not necessary. There's like this enemy encounter. There's literally these two guys. It was interesting the first time I played the game. I think one of them may have punched me at one point. It was very frightening, and yeah, never went down that way ever again, because I don't really need to. Same way I don't really need to go down here, but I'm a masochist, and I want to feel like I have a big penis, so this is why you go down here. To test out the parry mechanic, which I didn't even show you guys yet. So, you know, there's also some, good pragmatic reasons. Oh, I broke his guard. Okay. Was not expecting that headbutt. Okay, now let me parry you. There we go. Perfectly timed. Good God. The way that looked, it looked like I just pummeled his face into the ground. A blood gemstone this early on? That's actually quite useful. He either drops that or 3 blood vials, which is also very useful. Sometimes if you're lucky, even 4. Oh god, that horse doesn't look too good. A lot of things don't look too good currently in their current state. There's some weird stuff going on here. Like this guy. He does not look like he's having a good time. I'm gonna be honest. So basically all that we can piece together is there's a hunt, there's a curse on the town, it's the night of the hunt, everybody's scared, everybody's hiding, the villagers are going crazy and mad. So in addition to their normal hunting spree, as you can see them killing those beasts there, okay, this one's a better ambush, but still I would rank this ambush medium. It's better than previous ambush that we've encountered, and this one's probably the best out of the 3 that I have just highlighted. There's many ambushes. I'm not gonna keep highlighting them, by the way. I don't know why I made that a thing in the first place, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to highlight all of them. Because it's a From Software game. They are sadists. I think anybody that says otherwise is lying to themselves. or is just not very familiar. Oof! That spinny move. That was perfectly timed, good god. Well, not on purpose. That makes it sound like I perfectly planned that and calculated it, when in actually I just wanged it. Just wanged it. Oh, blood-addled hunter. Yeah, that's a real tease, isn't it? Just showing you can't get that. It's literally not touching. Its corpse is literally not touching the bars, literally just so you can't touch it. Because in previous From Software games, you can always just go up to bars and pick up things. So that almost seems like just another taunt from the developers, which wouldn't surprise me, because, like I said, From Software is filled with sadism. You can't choose my mind otherwise. Those people get off on making other people suffer. They get off on seeing people rage playing their game, and you can't tell me otherwise, especially with some of the things they create. And some things, I think the most interesting part about From Software is you gotta ask yourself, what is intentional sadistry? Sadistry? I don't know if that's the correct word. Oh, okay. If you had just walked a little faster, then maybe I could have had a better time slooshing you around. Okay. So, you know, that's a very interesting interaction with the rally system. Okay, this is a much bigger boy. Good god. A successful hunt, boys. Although he did almost escape, which makes me ouch! That scared the shit out of me. Jesus. Don't do that, my guy. Yeah. So it seems like they burned him alive, which, you know, kind of horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, that guy scared the shit out of me. There's so many enemies walking around here, and I think the reason is because the whole blood vial slash quick... Oh wow, okay. I thought I could stun lock you before you could hit me, but I got all my health back. Which is part of the interesting system of the rally system is you could sort of tank hits if you're fast enough, or if you're confident enough that your weapon will out damage the other person, kill them before they can hit the second hit, because enemies can get out of a stun lock pretty easily. There are some cases where you can chain backstabs, change charged attacks and do visceral attacks in this game, which very much similar to all the other From Software games in that aspect, but it is harder to do in this game, I find. And what's really annoying is you can get very easily stun locked, which is very antithetical to this game's core philosophy, which is all about speed. This guy's gonna turn around before I can hit his back, so I'm preparing that one. Thank you, sir. Let's see if I can get a parry off on him, because I want... are you done flailing? Oh! I did not think I was gonna make one. Sure. That was nice. Thank you for the blood vial, dear sir. And the torch. Torch is not very necessary. I mean, but I'll take anything and everything at this moment. I'm just collecting all the items just to showcase where they are. Dare I say a more proper, more streamlined, slower gameplay. It is fun because like I said, I have a bunch of save files on this game, so I've been speed running the hell out of this game, just trying to get to the part where I want to get, where I want to test something new out. So it is fun to just kind of walk slowly and just sort of chill and chat, which is the whole point of why I wanted to start streaming a game. It's just very chill. I can make content while also playing new games, because I can't find any time to do that, especially when working on my reviews and stuff. It just seems like I'm constantly either working on that or working on my normal day-to-day life stuff that I have to do, which sucks. Don't you just hate having a life? Don't you just hate having to exist and do things? Frick you, dogs. Ugh. From Software dogs. They've always been so cringe. Even in this game, and all the games, they just... They just continue to be cringe from Software's titles, but also this guy's cringe. He needs to go. Thank you. I hate having an annoying pest shoot at me while I'm trying to do my... Ouch. Also, a strange thing with the rally mechanic is you can actually hit corpses to get health back. Which, also, by the way, what the hell is going on with this guy? How the hell did he not aggro? That was, a Dark Souls 2 moment. Oh, look at him. He's chilling. He looks like a hobo. He looks like he's expecting me to drop down some money. No. Frick you. I don't give to the poor. What do I look like? A non-white person? Anyway. I don't know where I was going with that. I was speaking earlier about why there were so many enemies in that one area down below. There's 2 wolves here. 2, okay? That's one more than I care to deal with, so I'm just gonna leave them for now. I look like a used tampon. Good God. So I'm just gonna leave them for now, and I'm gonna go get me some drip, as one does. You know, this outfit, it's cute and everything. You know, it's got the whole vampiric collar. You know, very Transylvanian-esque. Even though I don't think that's something that is inherently unique to Transylvanian fashion, but you know, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna stereotype like that. And there's nothing you can do about that. Look at this water pressure. Can you break it? No. No, see, no, stuff like this would be really annoying for software kids. Like, imagine if an enemy comes here and I'm trying to dodge, do my thing, and then I, like, get stuck. And then that's just one of those thank you Dark Souls moments that we often get, which is really annoying when you get stuck on stuff like that. Simple stuff like that. And I'm sure we'll see those moments, and I'll point them out and say how they're cringe. Yeah, the reason there's those many enemies, I should really finish my train of thought, in that one area is because Bloodborne has this, interesting, health slash almost parry allowance simulator. You know, you have your mistake allowance, which is your health at 20 blood vials, which is both at the same time finite, but also limited. In the sense that you can get an infinite amount, you can farm an infinite amount, but once you run out, you're out. And you can only carry 2 at a time. These guys are really easy to parry, by the way, which I really should be, but I'm just not for some reason. It's fine. Every bullet and vial saved is very good, especially early on. Usually what I do is I cheat and I use the old cum dungeon exploit, which, ow, can I get the vis just in time? Another interesting part about, did I really not kill him? Wow. Excuse me, I'm gonna kill this rat first. Then I'll, ow! Oh, are you kidding me? I really thought I was gonna dodge right past him. See that? Now that's what I was talking about, that stun locking. See how he just hit me and I was stuck and he just continued hitting me and slapping me? That's really cringe. That really slows the pace of the game down to a halt. To a grinding halt, which is really cringe. Not particularly fun, I would say. Also, first death of the game. F's in the chat, boys. Ugh, and the last sip of my tea was cold. Not fun. Very cringe.
Across the valley to the east.
Okay, we get it. You're a broken record. I hate having repeating dialogue in video games. It serves a purpose for people that didn't listen well the first time and miss it. But I would just argue, at least give people 2 repeating voice lines. Just at least 2, so it's not just the same one over and over again. Now, like I said, usually I get the cum dungeon exploit, which is literally just typing in a chalice glitch that's like glitch that gives you a bunch of blood echoes, which is this game's souls slash currency for anybody unfamiliar with From Software titles. So it gives you a bunch of blood echoes, and I never spend those on levels unless I'm doing a very specific build and I want to test some things out for the funds. But usually all I do is I spend those souls on blood vials and quicksilver bullets. Because worst case scenario is you run out and then you are forced into a position where you have to grind, which I think is god awful. I think any game that puts you in a position where you're forced to grind for something is simply just not fun. Now I know fun isn't exactly very qualitative. Oh, please don't get me stuck. I don't want to lose those 3k blood echoes. That's gonna be very useful early on. Please let me pass. Well, that could have gone very badly, but I'm glad it did. That worked out well in the end. Because grinding, I would say generally, it's just not very fun amongst people, and it's one of the things that a lot of people complain about a lot of live service games. Look how easy these, why did you shoot over him? Really? I wanted to showcase how easy these guys are to parry, but of course, the one time I want to is the one time I mess up. It be that way. The game is just not playing with me today. She's not playing nicely. But yeah, I think any game that has the player forced into the position where they have to grind. See, you can do like a recovery roll and then get all the health back when if you get hit during a parry, which I think is bound to happen. So I'm glad the rally system is there so you can recover your health back, because it feels really strange to get hit while successfully nailing a parry. So it almost gives this game like two parries. There gets like the perfect parry where you don't get hit whatsoever, and then the unsuccessful parry yet will still parry them parry. How many times can I say parry? Take a shot every time I say parry. Don't actually, because you'll probably you'll probably have a fun time. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm gonna say that much to the point where you would literally get absolutely slammered. Just a nice buzz, I would argue. Who knows? Maybe I do say it a lot. Oof. See, now that's an instance where you can chain it. Now, of course, if it weren't for my stamina meter, if it was a little bigger, a little girthier, I could have stun-locked that man to oblivion. Which would be fun. That's literally a taste of their own medicine, considering that what his friend did to me earlier, the brute. Son of a gun. So, this is the first time I actually ever take this route. I usually come back later to this area to get the armor, but we'll get areas. See, now we got some swag, we got some drip, you know, we looking swunky, we looking funky. Now we go down to this place. This place looks fun. Look, there's a bunch of corpses. Ouch, my legs. Quickly. Oh, what? They're not dead, actually. I can just shoot you dead. That's fun. Do the spinny sloosh. Try to get as many as I can in the spinny sloosh. It's a fun attack. It's pretty effective if you can nail it, but with the charge up timer, and it leaves you so vulnerable. But you can get a lot of enemies in just a couple of hits, which is really nice. The axe is, dare I say, gosh darn underrated. In the sense that it's not the best out of the starting weapons. I would still probably argue it's still the saw cleaver by a long shot. Its transform attack is just, it's really, really good. You just right? And then transform attack, and then transform back. Which you can't really do with the Hunter Axe, because you don't really have enough stamina. Yeah. that, and it might not. Oh, there we go. There's the transform attack back, which is an interesting mechanic, which also can get you, can horrifically mess you up at times if you don't want to do it. Like after dodge, like for instance, I dodge here and then I press the transform and then it does the attack, when all I wanted to do was just transform my weapon, which is really unfortunate. And I would assume would just force players to have more discipline in pressing that button, which, you know, can be said for a lot of From Software's games, all about discipline, one might argue. Also, I didn't know those guys dropped bold hunter's marks, which might actually be very useful to me. I might use those soon. We might actually be approaching our first boss. We've made good work of the area so far. And we've got a lot of blood echoes, so I need to spend them. And you might be wondering, but how do you level up in this game? Is there a bonfire mechanic? Is there a waifu that you must go speak to? LDT, please explain. Also, antidotes. I didn't know crows dropped antidotes, but apparently they do. Now, with Madman's logic... Oh, so I should probably specify, all these items I'm picking up have lore behind them. I am not going to read all of them. Maybe for some particular items, but I'm going to be honest, I am not going to read all of them, and I am not going to break down all of the lore, because I am not well equipped to do that. I'm going to try my best in some things that I'm passionate about and care about. Some things I think are just very interesting in my own way. How much passion I put into the lore will be received. And if you're very passionate about lore, I would highly recommend seeking out Vati video and maybe some lesser known channels that talk about lore. There's a lot of great breakdowns on From Software's games, and a lot of interesting theories, a lot of icebergs you can go down to if that's your thing. But I will still try to be lore enthusiastic, moderately lore enthusiastic.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heaven's depths of depravity.
What are you trying to say, lady?
Wretched outsider.
Shut up. I'm tired of this xenophobia. That's the correct term, right? Or does that... I might be horrifically mistaken, but isn't xenophobia also related to someone has to be of a completely different culture, and not necessarily always race, but just a completely different culture, as well, to being an outsider? Because I would assume one can be an outsider while also being a part of the same culture, right? For instance, if I'm a British man and I live in England and I go to London, then I have no idea where all these places are, or if they're even in the same place. So I'm sorry for anybody in the UK that knows the geography of these places. I would assume I wouldn't necessarily... that wouldn't... And if people discriminated on me there, I would assume that wouldn't necessarily be xenophobia, right? But I might be wrong. I might need to look that up later.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Please will look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
Sure, I'll find your mother, little girl. Why not? Of course I'd find your mother. I'm always happy to help.
Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
Thank you.
It
Or
plays
just
some of
okay.
Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Also, I just googled the definition of xenophobia while she was speaking, and it says dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries. So it doesn't have to necessarily be related to race, but all the similarities are racism and racialism. So, it's I would assume by this definition it would mean that it's not always related to racism, but it is more likely to be related to racism. I'm so glad we figured this out in our Bloodborne stream. The definition of xenophobia. That's really why I'm here today. Is to figure out to ask the important questions, to really just ask the meaningful, the things that everybody is thinking. No mercy for children, I agree. So, we need to find her mommy, and she gave this music box. Daddy went out, mommy went looking for her, mommy is also missing. Music box sues daddy, mommy is very silly for leaving without it. Why did mommy do that? And that's a good question. That's the part I haven't really figured out. I'm gonna read this now, because this is part of the lore that really intrigues me. A small music box received from a young Yaran girl plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. Two names can be made out, however faintly: Viola and Gascoigne. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, I'm not done with it. Talk about that later. We could use the bold hunter's mark to go back to the dream. Considering that we have one of these bad boys, Madman's Knowledge. If you pop them, you gain insight, and we can pop that freely. There's nothing in this early part of the game that can remove that from me. And insight's a whole another ass system that I have to explain. Knock knock.
Reckon you're from round here? Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
Fucking winch. Harlot, let me in. Wait, what? I got souls for that? Did I kill her?
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well,
Wait, why did I get souls though? Unless I aggroed something and it killed itself? But, that's interesting. But look, there's secret area down here. Which leads to dogs. I know, horrifying. But don't worry, we just ran past here. And I'll show you the pro gamer strategy. Go up here and then more items. Okay, this place. All the stone and stuff decrepit, completely fallen apart. Completely concaved in on itself. Which I believe is the correct term to use here. But we're there. Good God, this game looks incredible aesthetically. So many areas that you could just sort of just stand and look at every little beat of architecture and how they designed it. It's pretty incredible, really, all the little details they put into this game. Which, you know, I'm not gonna say, in terms of aesthetics, this game is probably 10 out of 10. That's something I will not disagree with anyone with. When the hunt began, the healing church abandoned us, blocking the great bridge to the cathedral ward, as they burned old Yarnum to the ground on that moonlit night. Interesting. Also, somebody's speaking. Smells like me. The curse, the stench of blood, it smells like me. Interesting. That's actually really interesting. The implication there is that I might have a little bit of the curse myself. So that's an interesting piece of lore. I have no idea who's talking there, by the way. And I have no idea if you could even hear that, but basically he was saying he smells the stench. The stench of blood, the stench of a curse. And it's what I smell like as well. But yeah, look at that. Look at that interconnected game design. Look at that. We started here, now we came all the way back here, now we got a shortcut. Dude, that's so poggers. So poggers. Very reminiscent of the original Dark Souls 1, which was very interconnected. This game is not as, but it has some moments which make me smile. It's like, aww, you're like trying to live up to daddy standards. Also, free stuff. Thank you. Now we can do cooperation and summon NPCs as well. I will be doing neither of those for these live stream playthroughs. So maybe some Sinister Bell stuff, some PvP. That might be fun. But otherwise, I won't be asking for it, or I won't be helping people, because that would just be wasting your time. It's fun, but like I said, that would just be wasting your time. Also, the doll is alive.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Why is my spirit sickly? Is it literally just because I'm old? Are you an ageism? Channel blood echoes or talk? I don't know how comfortable I feel talking with a doll. So I'm gonna level up first, please. Please, darling.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength.
Become your strength.
Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
She's got a cool voice, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, before I level up, I should probably figure out what I want to do, and I'm thinking I want to go super nostalgic. For my first ever playthrough of Bloodborne, I actually made an old guy character. It was modeled after Grand Moff Tarkin. It was a lot less cooler than it actually sounds. But for that first playthrough, I actually used the Kirk hammer for a lot of the enemies, for a lot of the bosses and stuff. So I think I want to do that again. I want to get the Kirk hammer. So it's a strength weapon, so stuff I should be leveling up for this weapon should be able to level up for that. And I think I can get that after killing not the first boss, because there's technically two bosses that could be the first boss depending on ways that you go, but one of the bosses that you kill, then you unlock it for purchase. So I might actually need to save some echoes to actually go and buy it.
Did you speak with Gehrman?
Yeah,
I did.
He was
a hunter long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose.
Interesting. You know, when you frame it like
Farewell,
that...
good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
May you find your worth in the waking world. Let's save it. A lot of nostalgia for a lot of people, I would say. But yeah, here are my weapons. There's no weapons to purchase. There's a tire though, but you know, like I said, is my drip not fly enough? This one seriously need more drip. So I need to go kill that boss. But yeah, if you frame it like that, then yeah, I guess he wasn't technically lying. He was just withholding information.
Well, what?
And it's so annoying that you have to skip through our dialogue every time in order to level up. I love it when games do that. There's nothing now currently that levels up greatly. So I'm gonna go endurance and vitality, because why not? And then the weapons level up a lot better when you have actually leveled up the weapons themselves. So when you go into the leveling, it is very much dependent on your weapons rank as well, which isn't that much in the other games. Not to this extent, where you're literally leveling up and it goes up by 1 point of damage, which might be very disheartening for new players. They'll be like, what? How can you say I must spend my currency and I get only that much benefit? It's almost nothing. Which, yeah, it's not great, I would argue. Literally just make it 2, like in the previous games. There's something very disheartening about it being 1, and I wonder if it is literally just because I played the previous games and it is 2. Maybe it shouldn't even be 2, maybe it should have been more than that. Maybe they should have rebalanced the scaling of numbers, make it higher, so make it feel... I just want to see the big numbers go up on the screen, and that makes me feel good, okay?
This was once a safe haven for hunters.
Why isn't it anymore?
A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you.
I hate how he says that. But yeah, From Software like to put lore into every gameplay mechanic to make it all make a lot of sense. What about these interesting weapons? Why am I not allowed to use that? Maybe the aesthetics of these games aren't that great, you know. They're kind of showing things that I can't use. That's kind of not nice. That's the opposite of nice. So I don't have another insight right now. Because if I did, I would have bought a Sinister Bell. Which, I don't even know if I can buy that now. Can I? Yes, I can. No, I can't. You have to buy the Helpful Bell first. Cringe! Cringe, I don't want to help. I don't want to help, I just want to murder. I just want to ruin people's time. Because that's what I do to have fun. Okay, so we're going... I think there's some items we can go and get, but I think we're set to try and fight our first boss, or at least attempt to. It shouldn't be too difficult. It's a very easy boss. It's very cringe as well. But yeah, speaking of things that's very cringe, loading times. PlayStation 4 loading times. I shouldn't have to specify it. That's cringe. Everybody pretty much unanimously agrees it's awful. But one thing that really makes it awful in this game, it forces you almost to do that, because in previous games, well, not in previous games, in Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls, you have the level up waifu and you have to go to the place, and Dark Souls 1 streamlined the system in the sense that you could just level up at bonfires, which made it so much more convenient. You didn't have to always teleport to a place in order to level up. You could just do it from any bonfire. Was very convenient, which would have been really nice to have this in this game, especially considering that this game is all about being fast-paced and being very quick, yet you have to sit through 2 loading screens, one to go to the actual doll lady, then you have to skip through her dialogue, then you have to load up another area, which you have to load into. That's a lot of delays. That's a lot of delays in the gameplay when you really didn't need that, I would argue. In fact, you could have, like I said, just have the level up system from the actual lanterns themselves. And have the lanterns be able to teleport between lanterns as well, so that I don't have to go back to the hub area, then go to another area, which is really, really annoying. Like I said, this game has a very interesting core philosophy about being fast-paced and aggressive and all the mechanics surrounding it. So the fact that it's so heavily emphasized, anything that conflicts with that it sticks out majorly like a sore thumb, and I would say is generally very, very unsatisfying, because you're not used to it like in Dark Souls, where it's a lot more slow paced. So stuff being a little bit slower than that. Yes.
Well, do you know of any safe places?
No. Sorry. It being... We'll come back for it later. I'll explain that lady later. Just keep her in mind. We're not... This isn't the last we've seen of her. But I think the fact that it being so fast is so emphasized. Anything that conflicts with that is just... It just feels super damning. Ouch. Really? Okay. You son of a biscuit. Fluke. Frick you. That was really embarrassing. I can't believe my parry timings is off, especially on those guys. I parry them super easily. I swear, guys. Swear I'm good at this game. It's usually the case, that awkward situation where either A, there's something that, say for instance, there's a thing that you always have it around you, like, let's say for instance, lip ice, you know, or what would be, like, lip balm, I suppose. That would be a more universal term, I would argue, because I don't think everybody uses lip ice. People have a greater understanding of what lip balm is. Or at least I find in media that seems to be the case. So say you have lip balm, you have it always on you, and the one time you're like, okay, I'm gonna put some lip balm on, and then it's like, oh, I don't have it with me. And that's just that weird thing that's just that weird, ironic, cruel irony thing that happens. And I feel like that's what's happening now in this game, where I'm always good with the parrying until, well, not always good with the parrying. I'm always good at parrying those particular enemies, but now that I'm streaming, now, of course not. Now I have to look really bad. Also, you don't mind me breaking the barrels or stuff. That wasn't your barrels, right, Mrs. Crow Lady? Oh God, your eyes are horrific. I've never noticed how scary your eyes are.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
I like your feathery cloak.
Prepare yourself for the worst.
Give me your clothing, woman.
There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
I really want to kill her. Not that she's like a awful person or anything. I just really want her clothing, which, you know, is an interesting trade-off that From Software have made. Do you go through her entire quest line, or do you kill her now to buy her stuff? Which is it's not a particularly deep choice, I would argue, but it is still fun to be able to give the player choices and give the player consequences to their actions. So like everything you can do can be calculated to a degree, and like choices like these I just feel like add another layer, because I was genuinely considering whether or not I should offer, because if there was no incentive to, then I would just never kill her, because why would I? The echoes NPCs drop for some reason is horrifically low. Like, you get almost nothing, and they're like some of the hardest battles in the series. Well, not... Okay, that was a little dramatic, but, you know, they can be very difficult, because you're essentially fighting a character that has access to a lot of the same moves that you do. And, well, they're often very unbalanced. That's to say for sure. Also, look, there's that bridge over there with the troll over there. Although you can't see him because it's not rendered in, because render distance is unfortunately a thing. Which also means that's the sewer area down there, which you also can't see below. But yeah, that's interesting to see all the pathways and how it connects up. There's that previous bridge where the annoying dogs were. All this interconnectivity, it's so cool to see where you're gonna go, and where you've been, and how it all interconnects. Don't stare too long though, because then you'll see stuff like that. Like that wall over there. Yikes. This is good for being a PS4 game. Just bring Bloodborne to PC, please. Just bring it to PC. Oh my god.
Still lingering about.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts?
Mm-mm.
No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
Thank you. Now we got the first emote. Watch this. You shake off cape? Sure. But whose? Because I can shake off both archives. Because some reason. That's like a thing. The physics system like notices the emote and it goes to the character as well. Because I know there are NPCs that actually do use emotes, so I assume it was also added into Eileen, which is her name by the way. I assume that was also added into the Eileen model, or it's like a base model and they all have the emotes just like sort of textured in, that are just unused. So that's why you can get like overlap, because you can like trigger it and then the physics system will respond. I would assume. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I'm just guessing how these things are made, but I am intrigued, trying to figure out the layers.
What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
A hunter must hunt. It's a really cool line. Not gonna lie. Also, why is my character walking such his idle, slow walk versus his regular, like, speed walk? I would argue. It's like switching between those two, which is not great because I had a previous PlayStation 4 controller that did the exact same thing, and we sent it in for repairs and never got it back, so that's fun. We had to get something of equal value in exchange, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth losing an entire controller for it, I would argue. The thing we got was like an air fryer, which, you know, is nice, you know. Get to fry things with air. It's healthier than frying things with oil. But, you know, it is still a tragedy, a loss that we lost the controller. And I really hope the same thing isn't happening to this thing where its buttons like constantly stuck. Maybe if I just keep using it, eventually it'll like break itself to be looser. Maybe it'll keep moving instead of stop moving. Which is interesting, because in my Xbox 360, on that old console, the controllers would often break to the point where the buttons would get stuck, so the character would keep moving, and I had to like yoink it back to the middle, because they would get stuck. PlayStation 4 controllers, they do get stuck, but they get stuck in the sense where they stop before reaching the end. So it's like slowing down where the Xbox 360 controller would just keep going. So it's interesting that they both have a similar problem that's both at the same time the exact same problem, but also the opposite. Ouch! Excuse me, sir. I heard you breathing down my neck. There we go. I love the it sounds almost like a gunshot. But the sound effect that plays when you successfully get a parry, that will never not be satisfying. It'll also never not be satisfying to get a parry. Everything about it is very satisfying. The animation itself and the sound effects it plays, it appeases my monkey brain. So let's go back here because there's still some things, still some items to get, to explore. There's a lot of things to get. I'm just trying to get that, and in the process, we'll get some blood echoes where we use level up so we can do a lot more damage. Because I don't want to level up level up, upgrade. It's not leveling up the weapon, but it's upgrading. There's difference. I don't want to upgrade the 100 act considering that I'm going to be doing Kirkhammer, so I wish to level up my strength and skill so I could do a bit more damage with that, because that would carry over onto the Kirkhammer, but, you know, me upgrading the Hunter's Axe, that would not. But interesting enough, in an ironic sort of way, this is gonna sound really awful, the start of this sentence, and a lot of From Software fans, or like fans of the series might raise their eyebrow in shock to what I'm about to say, but, you know, there is this interesting thing that Bloodborne actually shares with Dark Souls 2, and that is that there is a very big abundance of resources that you can use for leveling up, and I think the reason for that is because not only do you have your secondary pistol slots and stuff, which you can upgrade, but also the 2-weapon system, I would argue, is essential. I think the 2-weapon system is literally just so you can level up a weapon early on, because you are very underpowered early on. So it is very useful to just get that extra damage on your weapons and stuff. Oof, 3 for 1. And there's still another. Okay, how many rats are there? Definitely not annoyed. Rats have changed. I like these rats. They look a lot more disease infested than in previous games. They look a lot more horrific. They scared me the first time I played them because I was like, oh god, another jittery enemy that jumps around and could possibly inflict poison status effects. Please, no. Please, no. Not anymore. I've had enough. It is very much a hate-love relationship with these types of games. Except that I absolutely love them, the challenge they present, and how satisfying it can be to overcome that challenge. But then I also despise the bullshit, the ganks, the ambushes, the one-hit kill moments, the stun locking, and stuff of that nature. It can be quite frustrating. Yeah, you're not very subtle, bro. Yeah, that's just From Software in general. But yeah, the fact that they give you so many upgrade materials, it does feel like they really want you to level up your weapons early on. They want to be like, it's okay, you can do that. You might need it to get past the first few bosses, because I would assume they wouldn't want you to be stuck on them for too long. Because you need to go in a little bit later to learn the game's mechanics. But the same with this game can be said for a lot of the other games. If you don't pay attention, or dare I say, not necessarily go at a slow pace, because like I said, this game's very fast-paced, but go at a pace where you're careful, where you're paying attention, trying to be observant, trying to learn the game's mechanics, trying to learn what the game is trying to teach you. If you don't get that early on, you will eventually learn it through the game, through the mid-game. Obviously, as the game goes on, you know, there are going to be certain points where the game is like, okay, we expect that you have learned at least something over your many hours, and we trust you with the confidence that you'll be able to use everything to the best of your ability to overcome the next upcoming challenge. So with the upgrade materials, what they provide to the player is essentially experimentation, and so that you're not constantly stuck in the same area forever and always. So there's always something new, because that could be a real genuine fear, as players will be stuck in the same fight over and over again, which would cause boredom and eventual frustration. So this is a shortcut. This leads up to an area that I didn't exactly show yet, but we'll show it later in due time. I think it's a interesting system, and it's definitely fun to allow for experimentation, but I still use my bloodstone shards conservatively, because I'm never really quite sure what I wanna build with. Ow, you came out of nowhere. Man just came up and just pooked me in my butt. Rude. Rude is what that is. Look at that place. Good God. That looks like an interesting place. That looks like an underworldly hotel. What that place looks like. That is very interesting architecture, that structure right there, because that looks almost like Colosseum-esque. But it's not. There's some aesthetic choices that is very unique to this game. That might be inspired by a couple of things, but I wouldn't say it's derivative. This game has a lot of unique, original designs that, well, have become very popular and shared around and adored. People gawked and awed and clapped when they saw some things. And I don't blame them. I do too. I do really like this game aesthetically. I think it's got quite an aesthetic that I vibe with. And I love the atmosphere that it exudes as well. And the lore about it, which I would also argue falls under the aesthetic category. But the whole cosmic horror element to it as well is there's something so very interesting about that to me. This almost very, well, it is very religious in the lore in this game. Religious aspect of these horrific cosmic beings that control the fate of our world, and there's just nothing we can do about it, and that is a lot closer than we expect, and people that learn about it, they go crazy, and it's this thing that you're not supposed to understand. There's almost a very biblical, there's something very biblical about it, in the sense that, if I'm not misreading this correctly, if this isn't some fanfic, if this is in the official Bible lore, oh, okay, I was good. You wind him up there, bud. Okay, there we go. Wow, I could parry him mid-animation while he's swinging that. I don't know if that was perfectly timed. I think I just got off scot-free there. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know if this is a part of the canonical Bible lore or if this is some fan fiction. But I do know of there is like an interpretation of like the language that angels speak. And that is almost, I shouldn't have brought this. I mean, I should have, just in case I die, but now I have to go up it again. Which, you know, that's not fun. I could just bold Hunter's mark back. But yeah, there's an element about it where you're not allowed to. It is be not allowed, but that is beyond comprehension. That it is something so otherworldly, so beyond our level of comprehension, something so greater than us that. Oh, there's breach. The bridges look really cool with the light, faint, white, bluish lighting. Hello, troll ogre boys. So yeah, if we go up these stairs, we go back here. There's the place with the concave. And now we're back here. See, interconnected, we unlocked more shortcuts. And more areas. So now we've gone full circle again. So now I'm gonna level up once, and then we're gonna fight our first boss. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Do you say anything new yet?
Across the valley to
Nope.
the east of Yarnham.
Please leave me alone. We're gonna level up and find our first boss, so that should be fun. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that Bible thing, but I think that's the thing, and it's very interesting to me that idea, the concepts. The storyteller in me is infatuated by such things. So what do we want to do? We're gonna pop another Madman's Knowledge, right? We want 2 for the PvP.
Welcome.
Excuse me, let me skip through your dialogue. Yes, yes, very good, yes. Now I'm just gonna be leveling up Vitality and Endurance for now. Not really gonna be doing damage for now. Wait, do you say anything new? Oh, I know you don't say anything new there, but here.
The little ones, inhabitants of the dream.
Speaking about these little pop boys.
They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet?
They have a charm to them, I must admit. Not gonna lie. Also, we have some spare blood echoes, so we might actually spend it in the shop. Which is also interesting. There's no vendors in this game, unlike in previous games. It's all here in this one place, this one shop. Which, you know, is a sense of streamlining. It does make it a lot easier. I can buy drip. That's about it. Everything else is like fully stocked up and Gucci. So yeah, let's buy some drip. Why not, dog? You know, if you got it, flaunt it, as they say. Yarn and Hunter cap. Yeah, I would say we're ready for murder. If one is committing acts of murder, one should do it stylishly. So annoying they have to buy this belt and then the Sinister belt. Why not just have it be 2 separate things? I think it's because they don't want you to yank up on people. They want to force you to help first before ganking. Before ganking people. Okay, so Bloodstone Shard. 3, 11. That's great. You need like 16. Because like 3, 5, and then 8, and that together is 16, obviously. So you need 16 Bloodstone Shards to upgrade it to +3. From that point, you go on to the next tier, which is like Twin Bloodstone Shards, which is something they did in the previous games as well. Not to this level, I think. In systems of 3. Or it is in systems of 3 in the previous games as well. I do believe. Not 100% sure, so might need to double check that one. Hey, you leveled up and then you go on to the next item, and so on and so forth. The upgrade materials, so you go down the upgrade tree. Like Bloodstone Chunk, that's the 3rd one. That's convenient that would pop up there. I can talk about that. Also, an interesting thing about this game is because of the way the PlayStation 4 controller works, and you have the touchpad, you have the left side of the touchpad, which is emotes, which, you know, is cute and all. Then you have the right side, which is personal effects. Now, you can actually put items here, which is very interesting, which is very convenient. You could both use that and this for items, which is your down arrow. If you press that, you can go down and cycle through your items. And that gives so many opportunities to things. It's so convenient to have 2 slots to put items in. Because you essentially have... That's 6. This is 6 as well. You have 12 slots where you can use stuff. Now, it is really hard to use items like this versus the other way. But, like, say for instance, if you just want to apply, like, a resin, as it's called in other games. In this game, it's called paper. You can just go here, press X, and you can use that. Other items might obviously be a lot harder. But for stuff like that, it works perfectly. So you can like have your throwables in the regular slot, and then you can have stuff like your papers in that slot, which just adds a lot of versatility, which is really great. Now, I don't think I'm really in a position to be doing any damage in PvP, but you know, we'll try. It'll matchmake me with someone who I would assume be of somewhat similar skill level, although I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if there is really a matchmaking system in the sense like the other games where you need to have your, it measures your weapon level, your level, and that sort of thing, and pairs you up with similar skill. I think in this game it's literally just who rings the bells at what time, who is closest, and then I think it would go through the matchmaking thing. I don't think it wouldn't be completely without the matchmaking. That would also be absurd. I have one throwing knife. I shall use it against this boy, because I am not fighting him with all those crow's knives, because that's just cringe. I was just waiting for a cringe moment. That. Ow! Wow, the rebound. Oh god, why didn't I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I deserve that. That was fucking terrible. What the hell was I thinking? Good god, I was just making all the wrong decisions, not paying attention to my endurance, or my stamina, or anything. Is that the second death of the series? I do believe so. I deserve that one. I would say. That was very cringe. It made me waste my one throwing knife. What a dick. I must make him pay now for his indiscretions. And so I ring the bell again. Because why not? Interesting thing about the bell system is you could just have it always be rang? Be runged? Runged? It's hard to use it in this context, but you can just have it always be active. And eventually you'll find somebody to play against if you're lucky. You'll be waiting forever. But it's interesting that they have the bell system versus the usual summoning sign system. And I would say both need work, to be honest. I would think it would actually be good to just add both systems into the game, to be honest. And see how that works. The more options there is for people to play together, the better. Because yeah, multiplayer in these games has never been great. Look, you can see them walking there, and they're actually rendered in. Some of them, not all of them, as you can see. But still, an attempt was made to try and keep the illusion alive to the players. I could run past these guys, but I have to kill him now. It's a matter of pride. So if you excuse me, I must commit one of the 7 deadly sins. A whole 2 damage. Come here. Oh, you really did come here. You're just like pushing my buttons, and that's a visceral. Right up your tuchus. That's what you deserve, buddy boy. I actually shouldn't have picked up those blood vibes. I actually should use that as an opportunity to show something, but oh well. I shall now commit the act of showing that said thing while losing something in return because I didn't think this out smart enough. So if you press up arrow, you take a little bit of your health, but then you get 5 bullets. Now those 5 extra bullets can be good in a pinch when you ran out of bullets. And they actually do more damage than regular bullets. So it's an interesting trade-off. You use a blood vial and get 5 bullets, which is an interesting system that I barely ever use anymore. I used to in the beginning of the game when I played, where I was trying to be super conservative with items. Every time I would pick up extra blood vials, I was like, oh, okay, cool, blood bullets. Now, not anymore. Now I don't care, because I think you can get blood vials and quicksilver bullets very easily. You know, if you're a careful player, somewhat decent, and obviously I have some experience with this game because I have been kind of playing it non-stop. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a reason why there hasn't been much content on the channel lately is this game. I've been kind of obsessed with it, so you know, I apologize, but it is very fun. This is my jam. So at least now I can make content out of the thing that has caused me to stop working a lot. Well, caused some delay in production. Good God, look at that towers and the clock. I was, oh, it's really nice. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. Um, you are not so pretty. Also, look, we got insight for that. The music is why did you want to walk ahead? So now we should shoot this man's head. I said you should shoot this man's head. Beast, I suppose. Why did that miss? What is wrong with you? Why do you keep hitting over him, my guy? Also, the music's a little quieter than I would like. Because, good God, the music in this game is, phenomenal. Ouch. If you hit this, head enough times, it staggers him and leaves him open for visceral. Which is interesting. Like, some characters or some creatures have like a weak spot on their head, where if you just hit it enough times, it'll leave you open for visceral. But so is a lot. This game has like weak points that if you target them, eventually a creature, monster, person, anything, an opponent's stance will break and leave them open for a visceral attack. Like, I'm trying to trigger it, but I'm not doing enough damage. I'm gonna die. Stop it. Also, the camera sucks with this fight. As you can see, it constantly goes behind. It gets stuck on things. Like right there. Oh, that's fun. See how it loops behind the barriers like that. That's one of the biggest problems in this game, is the camera. It's very inconsistent. There we go. There's the visceral. See, I targeted his head enough to— No, you son of a biscuit. You messed up my visceral. Oh, there we go. There we go. I get another opportunity? No. Frick you. Did he just heal? Or just make himself do more damage? Ouch. Okay, that was a visceral attack at least. Oh, I thought that was a perfect time. Guess not. I'm really surprised I haven't primed the visceral by shooting his head a couple of times. Because usually by now, if you just by hitting it, eventually prompts him to go into a visceral state. I apologize for the music, by the way. It being this soft is an absolute tragedy. Because not only is it frustrating for me, because I do enjoy this game's soundtrack quite immensely. It's easily one of my favorite soundtracks, and not only in the entire series of Bloodborne. Did you just seriously kill me at that last hurdle? God damn it. I was just messing up the dodges there. He was surprisingly aggressive in that last state. Or as aggressive as he can be. He's very slow. This is one of the slow enemies in this game, by the way. Bosses. And also, this being the first boss, not the intended first, well, intended's a hard word to say, because like I said, I would argue nothing's really intended if there is multiple options to go about a thing with. But he is one of the, I would argue, the most likely enemy that you would fight first time around. First boss. Sorry, my brain is just absolutely pudding. It is getting late. Okay, so I am gonna be doing the sleeping times soon. So my brain is just like turning to mush. But first, let's just kill this boy, and then I'll do the slap. But yeah, he is most likely gonna be the first boss that you fight, and it is an awful opening. The camera being broken, the slow, sluggish attacks. That the biggest problem with this fight, well, the biggest challenge with this fight isn't necessarily Cleric Beast itself. It's the camera, which doesn't feel intentional. It feels as if though that's just an accident, that it just so happens to be the situation that which you're struggling with, because it's not like a thing where the enemy turns invisible, or it's like a dark area that confounds your vision like the Lost Sinner in Dark Souls 2. No, it just feels like the camera gets stuck on things, behind things. It feels like it's not supposed to be doing that. There we go! I timed it perfectly, I think. So you can't time it perfectly. The visceral and stuff. The parry and... which I would... oh, that's a grab? Oh, is that an insta-kill? No. Okay, good. That's the lowest amount of grab damage I've ever seen one of these games do. Good god, they had some level of restraint. Unless that scales with the player, I wonder. So it's always that specific amount. Could you stop spamming the same move? Please? He says as he spams pistol. Ouch, I thought I could get one more hit in before dodging away. Give me a chance to heal, bro. Thank you. Oh, I think I timed it just as he did the wind up for his left hand. It would be his left. How do I keep messing up? That opening. Oops. I need to get the hell out of dodge. I should stop being greedy and ouch. Okay, that was a lift up. But he leaves himself open. He gives a lot of windows. Really? Am I really not making any of these? That's also a great opportunity to hit his head, which, as you may have surmised, is where you do most of the damage. Ouch. Okay, I get it. I can't parry you in the middle of your swings, which, yeah, makes sense. That kind of defeat the purpose, which is why I'm surprised I could have earlier with that other enemy. Because that seems like that kind of goes against the old timing aspect, if you could just spam it while they're busy in the middle of their attacks. But yeah, I'm pretty sure his head has like a separate like little mini health bar. I could have hit him there. I could have gotten a lot of my health back. It wasn't this. Oh, there we go. Please, prompt visceral, please. Did that not hit? That first pistol hit? Did it go over his head? I don't know why it does that. Why it constantly goes over his head. Also, I'm out of bullets, which is not fun. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I know it may seem like I wanted to do that because I said I was out of bullets and then prompted the extra bullets prompt, but no, I actually wanted to just go get the bullets in the arena. Which is interesting that they put stuff like that in the arena. So upon repeat playthroughs, you can know what they are and then leave it and pick it up when you need it. Versus the first time around, you're probably just gonna see that item and pick it up and be like, oh, extra bullets. Which would be a waste if you pick it up in the opening of the fight and you have 20 bullets. But it's interesting that it increases, you know, your strategic prowess upon replayability, which is something one seeks. Please don't kill me now. Stop reeing! Also, I didn't increase the volume of the music. I just realized that. I feel awful about that. I apologize. Also, I'm really messing up. And dead zone. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now that music. I picked it up just at the end. Oh, look at that blood just flying over there. Just drenched, soaked in blood. It's goddamn dirty is what that is. Now we got the Sword Hunter badge, which belonged to the one of the first hunters in the Church Hunters, Ludwig. Which, you know, if you know anything about this game, is a name that you will know quite well. Sorry, Cookie, I'm not gonna talk to you. I need to buy the Kerkamer. Which should be interesting. I don't think it's a weapon that a lot of people use for good reason. It's 16 strength. What's my strength? 13. 3 levels.
Welcome
That should be
home.
too bad.
Very well.
Very well. Let me echoes become your strength. Oh, I need 1600 first. 1600 blood echoes should be too hard. 3 I do believe is 1005. Is 1500. Okay, that's not enough, but there we go. We have quite a few cold blood that we've picked up, so we should have enough to level up. See how annoying it is that you have to skip through the dialogue every time? God, it's like the Emerald Herald all over again, but, you know, we're allowed to complain about that because it's Dark Souls 2. We're not allowed to complain about this because it's Bloodborne. That's the way it works, right? You know what is better in Dark Souls 2? There, I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it. Some things are better in Dark Souls 2. You heard it here first. Showing you how much echoes slash souls slash currency you need to level up. That's such a useful feature that I do not know why they did not put it in the other games. It is so useful to see how much you need so you could use the right amount. But for some reason, it's just not in this game. Because right now, I have a terrible memory. I'm gonna be honest. My memory is dog shit. Like, I can't remember what the amount is that I need to get right now to level up.
Welcome.
I've already forgotten, so I need to check and watch how it. Okay, it is the right amount. I was about to say, watch how it isn't the right amount, and then I'm screwed. Have to go out again, and then hit the cold blood. Go into the menu, click it, use it. See what I mean? It's very, very inconvenient. So slows the pace, and we got the Kerkamir. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. I need to get used to the moveset. It's been a while since I've used this thing. I think it's one of the worst. Well, not one of the worst weapons. That's hyperbolic. But it's one of the not so great weapons. Or has a very high skill barrier. Because it's very hard to use. Because as you can see, it's not the fastest weapon in the world. That transform animation's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Oof, but it's very slow. So it's gonna be interesting to use a weapon that's this slow in a game that's all about speed. I'm sure this will go down fine. Could save those 120 blood echoes. I don't need to spend it just because I have it. I don't have to be that much of an impulsive buyer or impulsive spender. Where's Gerben? Is he still mad at me? Bro, I only hit you like twice. Come on. Do I want to level this up? The answer is yes. Yes, because we're gonna go from one boss to the next, which we could do tonight. Yeah. I could go for another. The energy is running a little low, but I could go for another half hour streaming still. It's been how long have I been streaming for, by the way? I wonder. How long have I been talking to myself? I mean, it'll be fun to re-upload for people to see. Only an hour. Yeah, not even that long. It feels longer. Feels like I've been busy a while. But it hasn't even been that long. Okay, so we're gonna go from one boss to the next. I've set it up perfectly so we can collect all the areas, all the stuff in the areas. I was about to say all the areas and the stuff. Now we can just fight the two bosses, and out of the two, I prefer the next one a lot more. But the next one has its problems as well, which I'll talk about. But I think it's a much better fight than the previous. It's one that I look a lot more forward to. It's one that I've actively made new games just to go and fight again, because there is something very satisfying. It has satisfying qualities to it in its rhythm type gameplay. Now I think he should say something new this time, right? Since we beat the cleric beast, that seems like a story progressing act.
Yes, I see.
Mm-hmm.
But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
Nope, and I've already been there. The aqueduct is the slimy sewery place. Not very fun. How much damage does this do? Not a lot. 3 hits. It's literally the same as the Hunter Axe for now. What if I transform to Hamia? God, that is slow. But I do like that jackhammer action. It reminds me of the whack-a-mole hammer. You just gotta whack a bitch, you know? Sometimes you gotta whack a bitch. Okay, I need to get used to using my blood vials and quicksilver bullets more sparingly, especially since I'm not going to be using the cum dungeon to get an infinite amount of them, because I hate the grinding aspect of it. But, you know, since I'm doing the live stream, I want to do things properly, exploit free, mostly exploit free. Not gonna promise that later on that I'm not gonna exploit some things that I think are cringe in this game, and I'm gonna exploit them because, goddamn, I absolutely despise them, and taking them unfairly is the equivalent of sticking a toothpick down your penis hole. Okay, maybe that's a little too far. It's not that bad, but it's very close, I would argue. Oof, that transform animation is very long. So I should be very careful not to do that accidentally as well. I need to get used to the Kirkhammer's moveset as well. It's got a very high skill barrier, but I would assume it's be one of the weapons that can do some of the most amounts of damage. Also, thanks for not giving me my parry game. There we go. Just one bonk and a hammer releases that. I'm really upset that it didn't give me my parry there. I sacrificed a quicksilver bullet, and that's how I'm repaid. Stairs messing up the parry, which is something that happened in the previous games as well, which you would have hoped they would have fixed by now, but nope. From Software does seem to have a trouble learning from their mistakes. Ow, you goddamn son of a bitch. You've got a long reach on that, don't you? Long reach McGee. Wow, you've got a really long reach. Fuck you. Get so long to death, biatch. what you deserve. These are really annoying. 2. That's good. And more from this one. And we're stocked up fully. And we're missing 1 quicksilver bullet. And that's annoying my OCD, but oh well. Time to fight the next boss. Doesn't this look bossy? Look at this area. This is interesting. What's going on here? Let's take a little walkie-do. Take a little Walkenheim through there. Or I would, but instead I'm gonna leave you in anticipation. Make you wonder what's coming next. I'm just gonna go take a pee-pee break real quick. I'll be right back.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Not gonna lie, Jacksepticeye's seen better days. Oh, so, but yeah, who's this Father Gascoigne? That's the one with the tiny music box. Interesting. And he, seems I'm turning into a beast, so he's a diluted hunter. Also, oh, that parry. God damn, can we get more of those, please? Can you do the wind up? Again, that one's a easy move for me to parry. But yeah, here's one of the annoying parts, is the fact that he shoots with the gun. Because, good God, you cannot prepare for that. You can just sort of guess when that happens, and then you can dodge that. Ooh, that one's very easy to parry, apparently.
What's that smell?
Thing is, there's almost no telegraph.
Sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Sorry, I was just admiring that sexy beast voice and the awesome music. But yeah, there's almost no telegraph for the gun. Because how can there be? So it's the really annoying part. Is almost nowhere to dodge that, so I really despise the gun. Ouch, that was not well timed. Ow, whoa, whoa, don't kill me, okay, buddy? Please don't. Trying to do a first try thing here. Okay, it's time for that. I don't like us being this close to the border because I feel like it's gonna mess me up. Being stuck on a wall with bosses never goes well from software titles. Excuse me. Do safety roll and do the visceral. God damn it. At least I got some damage in that, but just not enough. Oh, tree, thank you. Ow, I thought for some reason I could stun lock him. Uh-oh, here comes the hard part. Oh god, he's a beast. He said he was gonna get rid of the beast, but now he is one. How does that work? Mom! I'm scared. Ow. Ow. Whoa. Please don't stunlock me. Let me just heal. Just trying to do it carefully. Ow. Excuse me. Oh! Is that enough to kill him? I think so, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he died in a parry stance. That's beautiful. That was fun. First try. Ah, that felt good. Felt good. I was getting used to the Kirkhammer's moveset, but it was mostly just that. I wish I could have used more of the actual hammer in the fight. I mostly relied on parrying and the short swords, which is unfortunate. I should learn to use the actual Kirkhammer part. Now I'm using more of the Kirk, less of the hammer. But be that as it may, do not, if you for some reason are using this series as like a guide walkthrough, do not use that that lantern. It is a waste of time. You will use it and then you will come back here and then you will go through here. There's no enemies between this lantern and the next one. The only reason that is there is so that people can spend their echoes that are insecure and afraid to move on forward. Which I understand completely, but, you know, again, it's like one of those things where upon repeat playthrough, you know it's not necessary, you could just move on. Save you some time. Knowing things ahead, you know, you could do a lot of speedrun tactics. If this is a blind playthrough, I would have to go through that and waste time, but now I don't, you see? So there is some value to playing through the, like, first half or, like, first quarter of this game. Now I know some things to improve the experience for the viewer and not taking too long and being all noobish. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. Okay, well, there's a lot to talk about that note. Not right now, but later on. As we get to that place, I am not going to remember that note in the slightest, so I'm not going to be able to refer back to that and to that note, but, you know, for those following these streams religiously, you know, you can have a point of reference to look back to. Why not? Why not? I'm sure somebody will do that. I'm sure people are definitely watching this. I'm not just talking to myself. I'm sure people really care about this series as much as I do. But I don't care. I don't care if people are watching. This is more for myself. I'm not gonna lie. Something I can look back to, something I can latch on to. Something I can do for fun while also making content and just focusing on that grind mindset. And get this whole YouTube thing started. It's probably not that hard to become relevant in today's time. you know, it being 2022. But then again, there's more people online. Why are you sitting down instantly? Bro. It being 2022. But at the same time, it's not if you're stupid. And I'm stupid. So, that doesn't help me very much. Actually, yeah, I should talk to this man. Say hi.
Hmm? Oh, you must be a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood,
And folk.
the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind.
See, now we can go back to that old lady and tell her about this place and she'll come here. I'm gonna go to the Hunter stream now and spend my 4K. Did I seriously just get 4K blood echoes from Father Gascoigne? I mean, it is early on in the game, so I can't expect too much. Ow, I managed to poise through that. So, fuck you. But I didn't appreciate that slash. Not gonna lie. Ooh, yeah, I could cross damage thresholds where I could, like, hit people into a semi-sunlock state. Which is, interesting. Now, the reason I'm here before going to the Hunter stream is because I want to pick up this item, which is the pimp set. Look, what is that? Ah, mystery, spooky secrets. I wonder what could that be? Well, only time will tell. Because the reason I want the pimp set, in addition to looking fantastic, it has repeat clothing. See, hunter gloves, hunter trousers, they're exact same picture, and they are exactly the same. They're exact same models. I do believe. I might be wrong, but I do believe they are exact same models. My stuff is covered in blood, so... and the blood transfers to the clothing. Okay. Strange. But... so yeah, we can't really see. I think that also confirms that's kind of the same. The fact that the blood doesn't move on. Although I have to say, god damn! My man looking swag with the pimp set. Very angelic. Look at this view. The rays. Good god, can you imagine this game on PC? It would be so beautiful. Please, bro. Please. Please. I think it's Sony. Sony is the reason why it hasn't come to PC, because they want to own it exclusively on their game boxes. Very much the cringe. Also, am I still streaming? I should be, right? I should be. Seeing some whoopsies in the. So we've gone offline. No, okay, we're still on. Okay. Just my phone being a tism, lying to me. Okay, Bonneville. I wish to level up.
Very well.
What do I want to increase? See, now it goes up to 149. Now, all just because we leveled up the weapon, so now it actually scales a lot better. So don't be disheartened by the one level ups. It gets better, pal. Now, sell items is an interesting mechanic as well in this game that has you make a lot of micro decisions, which I think I would describe killing the NPC also as a micro decision, I suppose. Slightly macro. It's hard to distinguish. And I only use such distinctions in the sense that I think in video games the interesting part about them is all the choices you make, having so many options to allotted to the player. I think grants you so many interesting decisions for you to make as the player, which isn't really offered in a lot of other mediums, not to the extent that video games has it. That input that is so necessary, which is why hard games like this is in the first place so popular, is because what other medium would challenge you to this level? You don't get many of them like that. Not many where you have to interact with the system. You have to use your own mental faculties and your own skill. It is something that you would need to improve by yourself. It's one of the main reasons why that level of skill, there being a level of skill, is the reason why games now are an esport now, or is essentially a sport now, because anything that involves skill can be broken down into a sport to degrees of levels. I don't like how close this man is, that I can hear this man's breathing. It feels like he's breathing right on me. It's really grossing me out.
The moon is close. It will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice, as every hunter before you has. A holy chalice will reveal the tomb of the gods, where hunters partake in communion.
Really? You don't say. Interesting. But yeah, that's our next objective. Is to find a holy chalice, as the man has stated. Also, we can buy Gascoigne's gear. I'm going to do that because why not? I want all the drip, all the fashion. That and Gascoigne's outfit is really good looking, as well as having a lot of poison resistance, which may or may not come in handy in the upcoming sections. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's also this key here that you can buy to skip certain areas and stuff, to go access certain areas earlier on. But I don't think it's worth it. I think going down, not the recommended path, because like I said, there's literally two paths. One, the pay to win option, and the play through it normally option. But I think the latter is better because you get a lot of good items down the route that you would just miss if you skip it. Okay, I need 456. 456 blood echo. Just both of those.
Welcome.
Which is just a little bit over that, but it's enough for a level. That's only 3 or 1. I mean, it takes only up to 3. Oh, it takes up to 2. So it's definitely, the Kirkhammer is definitely a more primary strength weapon, which, yeah, is the obvious, self-evident. Let's go into vitality some more. You can never have enough of that in these games. It's always one thing you can level up and be assured that you'll be getting your money's worth. So, we got the blood gemstone. Jeweled brooch. So that was Gascoigne. We fought and killed Gascoigne. We're wearing his clothes now. Did he kill his wife and the little girl's mother? Did we just kill that little girl's father? The answer is yes to both of those. And the red jeweled brooch item description reads as follows: A woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With a proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. And yes, it was a gift from a hunter, as we would assume it would be a gift from Gascoigne. So, as I can piece together, the fact that he literally turns into a beast is he's gone mad, and he started hunting everyone that has turned into beasts, and started hunting hunters under the acknowledgement that he's killing them because they're eventually going to turn into beasts. Not him. He's fine. He's not beastie yet. Or at least that's the read that I get. That's the vibe that I get. Either that or he's just using that as a ruse, and he understands that he is a beast and the hunters are a definite threat. But it almost seems like a Jekyll and Hyde situation where the man's just losing himself to this beast that has eventually taken over and caused the results to him to lose his wife and, well, his life. Pretty much everything that made him, I would argue, to a degree. He's not the same person. He's much more mad. A mad hatter. Mad in the head sick. So, I'm almost done streaming for tonight, but I want to go back to the little girl and hand her the brooch. Because we promised. Kind of. Not really. If it was any other place, I would have used the brooch, but we actually found that blood gem from that other guy. Light it up, boys. Thank you. Oh god, look at them run. They literally, though, it's like, why? Why is that man trying to kill us? We thought he was on our team. Yeah, that's did I, but damn. Betrayal was cold. I would assume the fastest way to her would be from down here, right? Yeah, I think so. We'll talk to her, and we'll end it up. We did some lore diving, we fought 2 bosses. I think we made a lot of good progress with this first stream. And I'm proud how it turned out, even if there is nobody really watching. It was fun for me, and chill. Like I said, this is therapeutic. It's fun to play games again. Chill. I had a lot of workload lately, so I've been trying to learn to chillax more, okay? But that's very hard if you're a workaholic. So I do appreciate this live stream as a form to escape that. Good God, that killed him in one hit. Interesting. Like I said, lots of damage. That's some good damage. So yeah, if there's anybody that comes across the stream, the archive, and watches this, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And, you know, it means a lot to me that you would choose to watch this garbage content that I make.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find my mum. Mr. Hunter, was it really her? Mummy? Mummy? Leave me alone.
Well, not the nicest way to end the stream on, but yeah, that's tragic as all fuck. The whole story is really tragic. I'd be interested to watch a lore video about somebody break down the guest story because I might get a few details wrong. Might be some things that I might not have seen or paid attention to, like for instance the item descriptions of the clothing itself. Hunter attire worn by feathered custodians, similar to hunter garb created at the workshop, only these are tainted by a pungent beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. See? So he wasn't infected with the curse. Father is a title used for clerics in a foreign land, and there is no such rank in the healing church. Oh, he's a cleric from a foreign land and not a part of the healing church. Look at this boy, by the way. This interesting gargoyle person. So many interesting things to just find to look at in this game, aesthetically wise. And I'm glad I could have pointed them out with you. So that's all for today now. I am very sleepy. I think we covered a lot of progress. I think we did a lot in this stream. I had a lot of fun. So thank you if you watched this to the end. If you did for some reason, I appreciate you immensely. And I will see you next Sunday, which is when I'll be streaming again. Content for Warzone is coming out. I'm gonna be making some Warzone Season 5 review, and of course there is a first impressions that I'm currently editing and will be coming out hopefully soon, depending on what happens in my day-to-day life that I can't expect and plan for, like power going off, unexpected guests coming to my house. God, isn't it so annoying to have friends that constantly annoying? It was like, oh, you want to work? Well, we want to have fun. Screw your fun. Do I look like somebody who has fun? Look at my character. It's an accurate representation of me. Anyway, I'm done with this insane ramble. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.